I watched everything all the way down to the last second. That's just because that's who I am, and I love the pain. Yeah, Cowboys came out hot. I told Avery they came out and they were doing some things offensively. Went down, scored the touchdown, and they looked like they were playing fired up. And I was like, man, if only we could have played like this all season. Let's play it. Let's play for this when we've got nothing more than individual stats that we're going after now, right? Bonuses for the end of the year, but whatever. That slowly died down, and the Chargers team were able to put some halts on that. Prescott still threw for 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. They didn't run the ball worth a damn. 23 carries, 91 yards, no touchdowns. George Pickens had a day, 7 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb added 51 yards as well. You have 2,000-yard receivers for the Cowboys. You get a 4,000-yard passer. You've got 1,000-yard rusher. You got the number one offense overall, yard-wise, and all that kind of good stuff. You have the worst defense in the NFL, and you have a team that is 6-8-1, and you are what your record is, and that record sucks, so you suck. Pretty poor in these Cowboys. They are, they're $30-something million in dead cap space. They can easily create that up with just, moving some of Prescott's salary cap over into signing bonuses, doing some of that with CeeDee Lamb's, just moving money around. All that is really just, it's just a blank number out there, essentially. There was a number that they said they could get $70 million worth of cap space. Do they do anything with it? Probably not. Do we draft? You're going to have 2 first-round draft picks. What do? You have so many holes to fill. Your defensive line is shored up, it looks like. Your linebackers, for the most part, you're going to need somebody there. Logan Wilson ain't going to, cut it for a long time, it seems like. Can Overshown stay healthy? Is James going to be your solve there? Deron Bland went under foot surgery for the second time in as many years. Trayvon Diggs sucks. He is terrible. I could care less if he's ever in a Cowboys jersey again. Who gets a concussion from putting up a damn TV on the wall? Whatever. Let him go on. Let him do something different. Some of your young cornerbacks, yeah, they're just getting, they've only been playing, Revel. I feel like I've been pretty hard on him. It's only his third, fourth game, so he's got a lot of learning that he's doing. What do you do safety wise? Demo on the back end, he can't cover a blade of grass. He's a solid hitter, but yeah, Malik Hooker looks slow. You need to replace Terrence Steele on the right side of the ball on the offensive line. There's a lot of holes, man, and I don't know what you do. You got to go out and you got to spend some money. You got to draft well, and the Cowboys have done a good job drafting well as long as you're not picking defensive linemen from Michigan. But there's a lot there. Kudos to the Chargers. Justin Herbert, great quarterback, 23 of 29, 300 yards even, 2 touchdowns. They ran the ball 33 times for 152 yards as a team, 2 touchdowns there. Quentin Johnson, 4 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Ladidi McConkey added a touchdown as well. Ran a nice, sweet wheel route that they practiced all week because they said, man, we see this in the coverage and we know it's going to work. And he was wide ass open and it was a great throw. And I don't know what else to say, man. I'm really disappointed in this team. Avery was kind of like, isn't it better that you just don't have this hope? And they're just going to hurt you later. It's nice to know, hey, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, and you can move on with your life. That hope's a lot of fun though too. I don't know, man. I don't know. I did not want to go on this rant, and I apologize because
I personally don't like that your hope's already gone already because it's a lot more fun for me whenever you have that hope going into January and seeing it all fall apart. Then I feel like the fallout's a lot more drastic. But I mean, this is a nice little. This is earlier than what it's been the past couple of years, so this is good.
Yeah, it's tough, and you just got to pick up the pieces and move on, and see what you can do next year.
Do you think they retain Eberflus, or you think they move on from it?
No, they're going to move on. Jerry said that was going to be a difficult conversation for him to have, but I think they're going to move on. There's too much fan pressure. Yeah, there were some bad things that I thought that he did. I think talent's a big part of the problem. I think we have some soft players on the outside that consistently play 10 plus yards off the ball. And even when you're in like a 3rd and 4 situation, you're playing 10 yards off the ball, and your first instinct is to backpedal. And then they run a damn, 4 yard slant, and they wonder why they get beat. I don't know, man. You tell me why. It doesn't take a fucking rocket. Excuse my language. I'm at that. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Anyways, you're gonna get me all worked up here, man. But yeah, they there's a lot of positions where they're soft, and they just need to figure it out. And it's easy to just say, "Hey, it's the coaching and the defensive scheme on it," but I don't know, man. It's yeah,
That secondary was arguably the worst all season long, and that's
yeah.
been the
You know what's crazy is that so Justin Herbert too. You think about this, and you think about how bad our defense is. Justin Herbert had not been sacked. Let me pull this up real quick for us here. Entering Sunday, Justin Herbert was tied for the most sacked quarterback in NFL at 49 sacks. In the last 2 games, he had been sacked 11 times. This was the first game all season that Herbert walked away without being sacked. 0 sacks. So obviously, pass rusher. Even though you say, "Hey, our defensive line is short up," sure, rushing wise, you know, Kenny Clark, Odigizua, and then Williams is there, but you've got no pressure. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. That's yeah,
Jerry's going to have to spend some money this offseason.
he is, and he's gonna have to figure it out because it's pretty freaking pathetic. And
Maybe he's going to go all in this year, like he said last year.
I got a lot of crap from people, especially it's mainly TikTok, and I don't know. I try not to respond to anybody because it's just stupid and the arguments people say. And I know it's my show, and I think my opinions are the best, right? I don't think they're the actual best. I'm just kidding, but some of the arguments some people just can't do wrong. But I'm not blaming it on the offense completely and saying, "Hey, this is all Prescott's fault," but you have to have blame all the way around. Just because you threw for 4,000 yards and you had 2,000 yard receivers, and I mean, there's plenty of opportunities throughout the game where they weren't able to do anything. They completely, were just stopped, and they didn't move the ball. And you have to, the blame has to go around all the way, right? What I got was, oh, well, the defense let, the Vikings scored 31 or whatever that was, and we scored 26. That should be more than enough. Well, we scored 17 this week and had an opportunity to put it away a couple different times and couldn't do it. So, I mean, there's just multiple things there. So, anyways, we're taking too much time on this. I'm sorry.